in ancient Greece. The Greeks believed mathematics was a language that described an ideal world filled with perfection. They felt the same way about athletics. Every 4 years, Olympic Games were held to honor the god Zeus. In these sacred rituals, victorious athletes embodied perfection and were crowned with the laurel wreath. Today, mathematics is helping aspiring athletes to achieve their ideals. It's being harnessed to understand the motion of a body in the air and the chemistry of a body racing to the finish. Mathematics is increasing the speed and the power of the game. Coaches use it to read the mind of their opponent. Scientists rely on it to look inside the minds of athletes. In ways the Greeks might never have imagined, sports is a game of numbers. On fall weekends across the country, the same contest is played out on a 100 by 50-yard rectangle. Game strategies have always relied on statistics. In many colleges today, these statistics are created with a video camera instead of a pencil. To gain a competitive edge, coaches at West Virginia University build a database with images as well as numbers. Don Paluzik and his assistants depend on mathematics to analyze their opponents. Each week, they collect data from videotapes and condense it into reports.
So whenever we get ready to play somebody, we have to get a scouting report, and the numbers are where it all starts.
By regulation, all teams must send their game videotapes to opponents 6 days before they play. After Paluzik digitizes the game, the particulars of each play are recorded by assistant Rob Keys.
40 fire, Liberty defensively. 1st and 10, ball on the -33 right hash. I take the game and I break it down football-wise. I take the fronts and coverages of the defense plus the offense and put it back into the computer. So it'll match up with the video that's in the hard drive of the computer. 570, strike.
When all the information is in the database, Paluzik can characterize the opponent in mathematical terms. The success and failure of specific plays are expressed in percentages. Patterns and tendencies are revealed in numbers.
We like to think that there's 2 important downs. 1st and 10, 3rd and long. What do they do on 1st and 10? What is their big tendency? Do they like to run? Do they like to pass? So you start zeroing in on where they like to attack and how they like to attack.
Early in the week, statistical reports are delivered to the other coaches.
Here's the written report on their favorite runs. I formation team, top play is, what do you think? Isolation, 60 snaps. Handoff sweep is next.
This information helps them to formulate a strategy for Saturday's game. Statistical relationships come to life on the screen. Videotapes are edited to show West Virginia players the strengths and weaknesses of their opponent.
Quarterback, North Carolina plays Liberty press 60% of the time. Those corners challenge the receivers. Take away the passing game. Challenge you to run it. If you can't run it, you can't beat them.
Rob Keys is teaching his own defensive line to mimic the opponent in practice, so the offense can test their game plan.
Like I said, defensive end right here. Stay at home. Don't bite on this fake. They're running naked. Stay upfield. Stay upfield. Look, drive upfield right through here.
That afternoon, the defensive line takes to the field to test offensive plays created with statistics. To refine game strategies, cameras record the practice.
When we practice against ourselves, we then take the drills that we run and we put them into the computer. Is it a good play? Why is it a good play? Is it a bad play? Why is it a bad play?
On Saturday, the real game begins. Each coach can be sure that his rival knows what he knows and maybe more.
I don't think that you can know enough about your opponent. I think that the more you know about your opponent, the better off you are.
On the sideline, coaches are using mathematics to win the game. But in other sports, mathematics is changing the game itself. For more than half a century, the game of tennis changed little since the Victorian age. But in recent years, it has become a game of power and speed that is televised for millions around the world.
50-11.
The evolution of the sport and its growing popularity has been influenced by the work of this man.
My formal name is Rudrapatna Ramnath, but most of my friends call me Ram for short. My main field is aerospace engineering. I used to play a lot of tennis, local tournaments and school and college, and still continue to play.
25 years ago, Ram Ramnath began testing rackets for a tennis magazine.
There was no independent testing procedure. All the racket manufacturers had claims of being the best. I'm happy to say that ours is the only independent testing facility in the country.
In modest surroundings at MIT's Department of Aeronautics, Ramnath and his students measure what happens when a ball hits a racket.
When a racket strikes the ball, 5,000ths of a second is all that it stays on the racket.
To capture the moment, Ramnath first relied on strobe photography, which was developed at MIT by Harold Edgerton. Edgerton's images reveal for the first time how forces are translated from an athlete to a ball. Ramnath measured these forces and made an important discovery.
The ball is absolutely flattened. It looks like a pancake, and the strings start deforming. And then after